What's good, goddess? I am Chi Aurelia. Welcome back to the Transformative Mindset community. And if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on these God-given gems. Because, baby, we are transforming our mindsets when it comes to the Melanated Motherhood Experience. If y'all know how I know, growing up as a black girl with a black mama, it wasn't always a smooth experience. So I just want to be able to provide the things, the knowledge that I have, the experience that I have as a sociology, psychology student. There are many things that I am aware of when it comes to transforming our mindset around the experience as melanated women as well as mothers. So get into it, okay? Hug the bell. So today we're going to be talking about what does it mean to be a good mother, okay? That is something that definitely just off the bat, that definition is going to be different to everyone. But I wanted to get to the root of what that actually meant. So I took it to the dictionary, and I have a 2006 edition of the Webster's Dictionary, like the actual book. And when I went there, I was a little taken aback because the word mother was listed as an adjective. And off top, I thought, automatically it's going to be a noun because a person, place, or a thing is what we classify as a noun. So when it said that it was an adjective, I was like, well, let me look up what an adjective actually is. An adjective is to modify or make less extreme. That's when I felt disrespected, because as a mother, that is one of the most extreme roles that you could have in this lifetime. And don't get me wrong, being a dad is extreme as well, but when you're the mother, everything falls on you, okay? You're the one doing the homework and wiping the snot and making the lunches and things of that nature. Even with two-parent households, more than likely, those sorts of things fall on the mother to make sure they get done, right? So I was like, okay, bump that. I'm going to go to the actual app, the Webster's Dictionary app. And that is like, you can literally just download the app. It's free. You go in, you may have to watch an ad if you're back to back searching words, but more than likely you just go in, you get your word, and everything is all good. They also have word of the day, which I really like because that helps you to expand your vocabulary. So when I went to the app, it said that it was a noun, and it also described it in a few different ways. It said a female parent, a woman of authority, maternal tenderness or affection. And that's what brought me, that was where I was going with it to begin with when I first thought of what exactly does it mean to be a mother. To be a mother, in my opinion, it does very much fall on that tenderness, that affection, that nurturing vibe, that ability to really understand your child on a level that no one else can. Like, have you ever had an experience where you're able to just pick up on your daughter's mood or vibe, or you're able to say something to them that maybe is comforting, or it kind of fills a gap or a void that you see them experiencing? I know I've done that with my daughter before. I've said something to her, or I have provided her with something. She's like, how did you know I was gonna need this? Or how did you know to say that I was feeling like that? And it's like, girl, I'm your mom. Who did you think I was? You are me. I know what you need in times of need because I know who you are, because I understand myself. That's something in itself too. When you are really able to understand who you are, you're able to understand who your child is, because that child is a part of you. And I talk about that in one of the newsletters I sent out. So y'all make sure y'all are subscribed to the TMC tribe. I am not one of those people that's going to be sending you 25 emails every single day. I'm just here to drop some gems and open your mind. So yes, make sure y'all, you can find the link to that in the banner of this, and I'll make sure to put it in the description as well. So I definitely agree with the Webster's Dictionary in terms of mother being defined as a female parent. No shit, Sherlock, right? A woman of authority, because as a mother figure, we do have the ability to know right from wrong. We can see ahead. We're responsible for guiding our children, especially the daughters, in the right direction, because being a girl, being a teenage female, being a young lady, those are all things that we have already experienced. We've already walked that that time frame of what they're going through. So it's definitely something that we should find ease in when it comes to guiding them down that lane, because we've experienced that firsthand. It's nothing we need to read about. It's nothing that we need to go Google. Now, don't get me wrong, some of this new age, like, the math homework is different. There will be some things where we need to go to our resources. We need to reach out to our community or our tribe and really get in tune with, like, listen, are y'all experiencing this? What was your experience with this? How's this going for you? But being a mother is definitely something that you know it like the back of your hand, because you have experience from a mother, whether that's good experience or bad experience. Everyone has experience with motherhood because we all came from a woman who is a mother, in a sense, to us. So like I say, good experience or bad experience, it is an experience and it's something for you to take from. And that's what I wanted to get into as well, with the definition being stated as someone who provides tenderness or affection. That's cool, but it's also so much more than that. And so the question is, what more is it that you need to be providing? Like, yes, as mothers, we provide the shelter and the food and the clothing. Those are the basic necessities. Like, when it comes to, I spent about 2 years working in the foster care system, and when I did that, I had to go through the court documents and read into what was taking place in this household that caused whoever to call and file the report. And based on that report, I had to figure out what is the reason for the parental, us stepping in as the agency. Were they lacking the nurturing care of the basic necessities, the food, the house, the clothing? Was it emotional neglect? Was it psychological or mental neglect? Like, there are so many different things that we as parents need to be providing, but it's also like, go beyond the bare minimum. And in order to do that, you have to really understand your child. Like, literally sit down with your daughter, and it doesn't have to be no serious conversation. You could have the music flowing, y'all could just be doing something. Maybe you're doing her hair, maybe you guys go buy some nail polishes from the dollar store, and you give her a little mani-pedi, and you ask her, like, hey, what do you think the definition of being a good mother is? And see what that is to her, because sometimes we think we're doing enough, or we think we're doing it in the right direction. And again, because we're that authoritative figure, it is up to us to determine, you're going to go to bed at 9 o'clock versus 11:30 when you want to, or you are going to eat these vegetables versus eating 25 Kit Kats because that's what you want to do. We do have to put that authoritative figure and discipline in the household, because they don't know no better. That's why we're the adults and they're the child. They're still learning, and they're learning from us, but we also need to take the time to learn from them. We need to take the ability to put our ego down and learn from them, because while we think we're doing everything under the sun the right way, they may be yearning for something that they don't know how to articulate. It's the same thing when you're dating a man. If he buys you 25 dozen roses and you don't care about that shit, you want him to sit down and talk to you and have a mindful, meaningful conversation, it's kind of like, baby, you speaking to me in the wrong way. I personally, don't buy me no Jordans, don't buy me no red bottoms, don't buy me no fucking bags and purses. Sit down and have a conversation with me. Let's go on a walk and hold hands. Like, I'm not the type of person that cares for gifts. I like words of affirmations. Our kids have love languages too. So it's important for us to understand how to speak to them in a way where they feel heard and understood. It's one thing for you to hear them, but if you so quick to give a response, are you really hearing them? Are you processing what they're saying so you can understand who they are? So it's very important. I challenge you to do that. Today is Wednesday. Whenever you're catching this this video, just take the time over the next few days to really break down and understand from the concept of what is a mother, what is the example of motherhood that you experienced, and how does that play a role in how you are being a mother now? Because a lot of times, for our generation, us millennials, we have an experience of motherhood where we felt like something was missing. it may have been the emotional affection. It may have been those words of affirmation. It may have been being told, oh, you look really cute today. I like the way you did your hair. Or you put that outfit together really well. You look beautiful. Like, take the time to pour into your child that way. And when it comes to love languages, I'm going to be speaking more on that in another video. But when it comes to the love languages of our children, don't stop at one. Like, yeah, my daughter would love it if I cleaned her room for her, but even beyond that, I don't have a problem with pouring life into her by telling her she's beautiful, or telling her that I love her, or telling her that she did really good when she just busted that freestyle while we was riding down the highway. Like, there's so many ways that we can give love to our children, but it's up to us to pay attention to see what do they like and what do they not like, or what is more so receptive for them, so that they feel love in the way that they feel it, as opposed to just how we want to give it to them. So I challenge you to ask your daughter, have that conversation like, hey, what does it mean to you to be a good mother? Do you think that it's going to take you taking your pride and putting that bitch on the patio, putting it on the balcony, swallowing it, and just really hearing her out. It's not to say that you're a bad person. You're doing a damn good job, okay? If nobody has told you, I'm telling you, you're doing a motherfucking good ass job, okay? The fact that you're even wanting to be into this video to receive more knowledge and just opening your mindset to how you can amplify what you're already doing shows that you're doing a good ass job. So high five yourself, pat yourself on the back, clap it up, round of applause. Baby, you make that clap. Like all of that. Do all of those things. Appreciate the fact that you are doing a good job, but still be open to understanding, how can I do more? How can I be more of a service? God put us into the life of these children so that we can be a steward to them. How can we be a servant of God and cultivate these kids so that they can serve their God-given purpose? God wants us to be able to heal through whatever it is that we went through, so that we can make sure that we are showing up as our best motherfucking selves for these children. Because if you really understand, my daughter was born in 2011. That generation, those kids, baby, it's something magical about them. And we're not going to see it until they're in their teens and their 20s. I can see it now, but just knowing that it's some sort of greatness that is coming ahead. Do you want your child to be left out of that? Because they didn't get the love they needed at home. They didn't get the education they needed. They didn't get to be put into even if you can't afford extracurricular activities, allowing them to just go outside and play in the goddamn dirt. Like, life is too short. So yes, they should come home, they should do their homework, all that kind of thing, but allow them to tap into their imagination. Ask them probing questions to see, like, well, what do you think about this? Or what would you like to do? Or, this is something that I did as a kid. One day, maybe we should go do it. I never knew my daughter was so damn good at skating until I took her ass skating, and she was bending the block on me, doing circles around my ass. And I'm just like, damn, where you get this from? Because I'm over here grown as hell, wobbling like a little baby deer. We don't know the greatness that's within our children until we put them in positions for them to tap into that greatness. So allow your child to really be open about how they feel about your parenting. And it's not criticism. It's not to bash you. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to be shy to even express themselves fully because they don't want to hurt your feelings. So just break down to them and allow them to understand, like, is there anything that you feel like you want more from me? Is there anything that I don't do that you feel like maybe I could do more of to make you feel loved? Is there something that I do that, like, I allow my daughter to tell me when she doesn't like something respectfully, because you're not finna be just like telling me you don't like some shit and then you slam the door like you paying bills in this motherfucker. And even if that is the situation, it's a certain way, like, even if the person is paying bills, for example, your spouse, it's a certain way to communicate. we ain't slamming doors and walking away and doing all that other shit. We're talking and we're having an adult conversation. But that's another story for another time. The point is teaching your children how to communicate in a way that is beneficial so that you understand, like, okay, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I was just really excited to share this idea with you. Allowing them to express themselves in a way where they don't then hold things in or not tell you about something because they're scared of what the reaction is going to be. Because I've had that situation before too. Something was going on at school and my daughter didn't tell me till a week later, and it's like, well, why you didn't tell me? And she was like, well, I was scared. I didn't know what you was gonna do. Go to the school and beat that bitch up? Nah. But for real though, it's like you don't want to have your children in a position to where they don't tell you anything. Like, it's been some situations before where she's come to me and she's told me things, and I'm like, I'm so glad that you shared that with me, so now I know. Or I'm so glad that you expressed this, so now we can go shop for, wanting to make bracelets or wanting to get into editing and videography and things of that nature. Like, you're allowing your child to know that it's okay to communicate with you is going to be what unlocks the next level to that bond being stronger, to that yes, there's that line between, like, I'm not one of your little friends, but also like being their friend and understanding, like, this is a human being. Yes, this is my child, but we own nothing. So being able to allow them to be who they are, it's like preparing them for the future, because one day they're not just going to be our child. They're going to be a grown-ass person in this world trying to figure it out for themselves, and they won't have to try so hard at 19, 20, 21 if we put in them now what it is that they need to know, how it is that they need to communicate, and us being able to provide them, again, with what it is that they may be missing in order to feel like it's cool being your child. You never want your child to look at somebody else's situation with that person, that mother-daughter dynamic, and be like, I wish I had that with my mom. Give it to them now. It is no better time than the motherfucking present. I don't give a damn if you done already sent the kids off to school. Maybe y'all had like a little rift this morning. It's never too late to start over. When you pick them up from school, when you get them from the bus stop, when they come in the house, or maybe they're already at home and you come in the house, come in with a smile. Come in like you're thankful that God gave you that child. I be thanking God all the time, like, thank you for the child that you gave me. Okay? Because it's just something about who she is. Maybe because my DNA is so strong, I see so much of myself within her, or maybe it's just the fact that she's a magical motherfucking divine being. It just be like, God, thank you for this child. I don't know what I would do with any other child. Like, I love other people's kids, but my child, the way that I see her, she's such a light. And it takes understanding who we are to see the light within our own kids. Even the badass kids that you just be like, they can't never come to my house again. It's a light within them too. But it takes peeling back the layers of darkness to see the light within that child. So I just want to leave you with the challenge of asking your child, like, what does it mean to be a good mom? And see what they say. You never know. It could be all positivity and nothing negative. What you scared of? Ain't nothing to be scared of. Don't be scared. So I'll see y'all next time. Peace.